Alright, this is going to be a new attempt because last time I goofed up a little bit by not being on the right screen when I began recording. So now when I push start, we will begin the recording, and that will tell us what the time is. This has the timer built in, so ready, set, go. So the trick to this game is that you can beat it no matter what in like 42 minutes. So my time is to get a little bit under 40. So right now the trick is to get into the first room and just start killing. So those of you who don't know anything about Xenophobe, this is a port for the NES of the arcade game that and part of the reason that there's like half the screen that's not doing anything is because originally it was designed to be a 3-player game, the NES only having 2 controllers, only accommodated for 2. That's good, that word's dead. So the thing about the game was you were basically kind of like space marines that went from planet to planet or base to base, killing all these Xenos that were showing up, or basically aliens. So the trick was that you would kill a bunch of aliens, and if you could kill them all in a certain amount of time, you would progress to the next level and get a bunch of bonuses. However, if you couldn't kill aliens for a certain amount of time, a meter would fill up and eventually you would lose the level. You would just blow up the base, basically, and move on to the next stage. I'm a little too close for my liking there, and that's fine, whatever, I'll take the damage. So, if you kill enough aliens in time, you could actually clear a level faster. That concept has been carried over here, so my goal is to just kill 33 aliens on the first level within the 5 minutes that would normally be allotted to clear it. So if I can, every second that I save under 5 minutes is actually great. So my goal is to do this all in one room. Now, if I get lucky, the best run, if somebody really wanted to speedrun this, would be to reset the game over and over until at least in the first level, an enemy drops a gun on the first kill, because each room can only have up to 2 items spawn, excluding the level clear orb that can be spawned an infinite number of times, as long as you've killed the required number of aliens for that level, which needs to be picked up in order to clear the level officially. I should be trying to avoid as much damage as possible, but I'm clearly not doing a great job of that. Now, the best enemy to have spawn are the little green guys that crawl on the ground, like the little bugs, the little maggots, because they don't do much damage, which really doesn't matter in the speedrun. But what they do is only take 2 hits, as opposed to these guys, which take a shit ton to kill, can do damage to me if I'm not careful, and are kind of annoying. The white blobs that appear, the little amoeba things, are the second best thing to spawn because they take only 3 hits to kill, but if I can't get over to them in time, they will jump to the ceiling, which can cause a lot of problems when trying to kill them quickly, because then you have to wait for them to come back down, and while you can be killing other stuff, if there's nothing else on screen, it does you 0 good. This kind of applies with Mega Man rules, so the closer I am to an enemy, the faster I can kill it. There we go, that's the item, and that's 2 minutes and 50 seconds to clear the first level. That's actually really good. That's almost half the time that it would normally take. The reason I avoided picking up any items, we'll see in a second, is that you get bonuses for each item you pick up. However, that carries over level to level, so each time I pick up an item, I'm actually extending the amount of time it takes in order to get from screen transition to screen transition. So on this screen here, valuable hardware, left on base, since I didn't pick anything up, it just says no bonuses awarded. However, if I picked up a couple items, it would have gone through each one, giving me points, which is great if you're going for a point run, which I'm not. Although I might do a speed run to get to 999,999 points at some point, but that is not this run. This run is to just clear the first 8 levels of the game, because if there are actually only 8 levels in the game, they just loop over and over. And I would really like if this orb would just come down so I could kill him quickly, because otherwise I gotta wait for that knife to despawn. Oh, this is not good for my run, because there can only be up to 2 enemies in the game at a time. Per screen anyway. If you had 2 people, there could be 2 on each screen, but as it stands, I can only have 2 enemies spawn at once. So with that orb floating around, I'm limited in how many enemies I can be killing and how fast I can be killing them. This level will take a few more aliens to kill before I clear it. So my goal is to just basically keep killing aliens. There's no advantage to going to any other room except for items. If I were really trying to get one of the upgraded guns, I could keep switching rooms in order to get the gun to drop sooner, which, you know, has its benefits, but not in this room. If I wanted to get the absolute best time, oh shit, that's gonna hurt my time. I'm going back here because it's an open room. Fortunately, this orb has respawned, which I will try to kill before it causes too many problems. But it moved to the top of the screen. It's coming down, so that's good. Good, he's dead. And I absolutely do not want to pick up either of those, but I want them to despawn. I could despawn them by going to the other room and coming back in, but then the orb respawns, and that just wastes more time. Because I'd still have to wait for the aliens to start spawning anyway. So my trick here is basically just keep trying to kill them, avoiding getting knocked out of the room by one of the guys jumping on me, and to kill everything as fast as possible. That'll give me a much faster time than the minimum 5 minutes. You could actually clear the whole game without killing anything, without scoring any points if you just went back and forth between 2 rooms for 5 minutes per each level. So 40-ish minutes, including screen transitions, about 45 would be the minimum time required to clear this game without any effort whatsoever. This, however, is going to give me a slightly better time because it's requiring actually killing dudes. And that enemy is off the screen. I don't think he'll count toward my kill counter. Not doing the best because I keep dying or keep getting hit. If I want to be able to clear this game, I'm going to have to avoid taking too much damage because I can only heal up to 200 in between levels. That was not the best jump. That's why I keep trying to jump over those guys, because if I can jump over them successfully or get behind them, if they don't deal any damage until they've fully spawned in the world. So if I can get behind them, it's way better than them having to jump over them when they spawn. Also, they are not very good at turning around. Most of the time they will just resort to jumping toward one end of the screen over and over again until they bounce off it. They do have an animation for turning around. It happens so very rarely that I'm not concerned about it. Basically, my goal is to just get behind them and then shoot their ass over and over again. Done successfully, you can just avoid a whole bunch of damage by doing that. They do have that spitting move, which is a little annoying. Also, if you can line it up with the arc of their jump, that's what I want. I don't care about the damage. Boom, done. 6 minutes and about 45 seconds to clear the second stage. Not bad. I'm still under the 10 minutes. I did lose a little time when I got knocked into the other room, and I took a little more damage than I would have liked, but I will get 200 HP back just for having grabbed that orb, which is far preferable to picking up the health items that may or may not drop from enemies. I lost probably about 30 seconds because I got knocked into that room because I had to wait for enemies to spawn, to kill them, to have them drop items, and then wait for their item to despawn, and then that orb was just giving me a bunch of trouble too. So I lost a lot of time due to that. So let's hope I have better luck on this level. This will be annoying initially. I might also even take 100 damage before I have a chance to do anything. I got lucky. It did not. So these guys are supposed to be grenade lobbers. In the arcade, they do the same thing. They just keep throwing grenades. Oh, fuck, I picked up an item. That's really going to hurt my time. Because now every time that I'm at the end of a level, I have to wait for it to give me bonus points for that item. It's only one item, so it only takes 1 or 2 seconds each time. But it is not good overall. Again, there's no. I don't think I mentioned there are 0 speedruns in the world for this game as of the time that I'm recording this. So pretty much any time I set becomes a new world record, which is cool. But then I have to wait for other people to actually do it, and like immediately dethrone me because people are jerks like that, and I will no longer be the number 1. I'll be number 2, maybe 10, probably like number 4,680 by the time like a year has passed, because I'm decent at video games and better than the average Joe, but I am not that fantastic, as you can tell. This is, again, my first time ever trying to speedrun anything officially, so I think I'm not doing too bad overall. I could definitely take some less damage on this run. Crouching basically just impairs my ability to actually jump away from enemies and move quickly. I'm doing really terrible at that whole avoiding damage thing that I was trying to do. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. I got 2 guys on screen, and here comes the 3rd one. I gotta try to kill one of these guys quickly. I'm not doing too bad. I can still finish the game. I'm on level 3 currently, so I'll have to do another couple. Up to 10 minutes about, which is good. I'm almost to the 50% point, I guess. You know, I guess it only counts when I clear the 4th level out of 8 for it being 50% of the way done. So right now, I'm less than 50% of the way done. But overall, I'm not disliking the time. My goal is to just get under 40 minutes. And to do that, though, I have to make sure I do not lose all my HP. So I got to start being a little more careful with my jumps. Because if I die, I start from the beginning. There's no continues built into this game. It's all or nothing with this game. And since I can't pick up any health items or risk the danger of a lot of time being lost each time, although I might, if I get a health item as one of the first 2 items that spawn on the next level, I might pick them up because I'm in dire need. Yeah, this might not be a successful first speed run, so we'll see how it goes. I can only take like up to 4 more hits. One of those bugs attaches to me, they drain a lot of health really fast. So I really, overall, want to avoid that more than anything. And, ooh, there we go, end the level. All right, that's 3 levels cleared, less than 11 minutes, 10.5 minutes, so roughly 3 minutes per stage. That's pretty good. And lean kind of heavily on not dying on the next level right away. If an item does appear, I might pick it up just so I can actually get to the final stage, as opposed to having to quit sooner. But we will see if this is a successful or unsuccessful speed run. Gotta wait, and the worst thing I can do here is actually push the start button, which would pause the game, and then I would have to start over again. But, something else I wanted to mention earlier, the reason that I brought up the 3-player versus 2-player thing in this game, you'll notice that pretty much only half the screen is actually implemented in this game. That is because originally, or you can play this game with up to 2 people on the NES. Normally it would have been more, but the NES can't render that many. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to ignore the grenade, because that gave me like 100 extra HP, which I can definitely use. And I'll take a little bit of a time penalty for it, but that is not the end of the world. So, kill that guy. Now I just got to wait for more enemies to spawn, and the fun part is just killing enemies in this room over and over again. I could go to a different room, see if there's someone with a setup I like better, but really they're all effectively about the same. There might be some that have like permanent hazards, which will further limit the number of enemies that can spawn at a time. I was really hoping he'd die before he got to jump on me. Get behind him. Getting behind them is really the best strategy because of their range attack. They can be a real threat. Oh, I'm getting lucky with a couple of these small guys. That's good. Oh, nice. 3 in a row. That'll save me a bunch of time. Whoop, 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 whoop. Gonna jump over you, shoot you in the back a whole bunch. Like, this game is supposed to, I guess, be part horror. Not terrifying. These guys just jump around like a fucking Mexican jumping beans. And all I'm doing is fucking jumping over them, shooting them in the back, following them around. If they turn around, just trying to kill them before they actually finish turning around, which most of the time they don't even bother trying to turn around. They just accept their fate once I jump over them or get past them. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait for this blob to come back. I can only shoot him when he's on the ground. I could shoot him mid-air, but the difficulty of pulling that off successfully just isn't worth the difficulty of not pulling it off. Whoo, I got lucky there. Jumped over him before he got his spit out on me. Just get over him. Actually doing pretty well. I can pick up some of the health that I lost in the last level. Come up ahead if I don't take too much damage by the end of this one. Got to kill at least like 15 at this point, so. Something else I'm trying to avoid is hitting into the doors when I jump to get over enemies. The reason being, when I do, I fall on my ass and I have to wait a few seconds for my character to be able to stand up again. It's only about a second or so, but again, trying to do a speed run, all time is precious. Just like all lives are precious. Shit. Whew. Alright. If I'm careful, I can clear this level and still have 370 HP, which will be good. The most difficult thing is because the enemies always spawn in a random location, trying to be in the optimal spot to get past or over an enemy before it hits into you. Well, 350 is better than 0. Better than having to restart my run, am I right? But no. So I'm going to shoot this guy a bunch, wait for another enemy to spawn. There we go, that's the end of the level. Alright, 14 minutes for 50% of the game, so I can get this in under like 30 minutes, which is pretty good all things considered. I'm going to have decreasing times because I picked up 2 items so far. If I pick up another item, I'll lose even more time. It's really something I'll have to see based on my health at that time. Just a little drink of water, keep myself fresh. There is 0 I can do to speed up this phase. I've tried many different things. Spamming the buttons will do 0. So lost over half my total HP. I'm a little over a third, so I'm feeling okay. It's not the best, but by the way, the enemies never become more difficult, so there's no real threat there. The major threat is when I spawn in rooms like this, where I can be damaged before I even have a chance to act. I'm going to kill this Xeno. Hopefully, I was really hoping I'd get him before he got me. I do not want that grenade, so I'm going to be careful not to touch it. And that guy cannot hurt me from a distance. Ooh! Oh, no, that's the same first gun. Ugh, never mind. Well, whatever. Guns don't add to my bonus counter. If I get the laser gun, I'm in good shape because that means that I can actually kill enemies way faster because it fires out much faster. I think it does a tiny bit less damage maybe, but since you can rapid fire it so fast, it actually is negligible. So picking up the guns is fine. Grenades are not actually. They are a weapon. You can use grenades to kill enemies. They one-hit enemies. The difficulty of pulling it off successfully is just not worth it because you can damage yourself. I actually bumped into the door there, but I was able to get up really quickly by timing my A button press just as I would have hit the ground, minimize the frames that I would have taken. Get over this guy. I'm trying to come out ahead, buddy, so if we can just be nice to each other a little bit. Ah, shit. I jumped a second time because I was like, oh no, I'm going to hit that door, so I might as well jump, get myself up, but I did not hit that door. I was fine, but I panicked, and now it cost me some health. I'm still ahead if I can clear this level without taking any more damage. Track history would say that I would not be able to clear this level without taking, yep, right there. Alright, so 20 HP behind. Better than nothing still. Since this is the 5th level, and I will be about halfway through the game at this point. Or I am over halfway through the game. He's going, no, I thought he was going to long jump, but shit. Oh, man, I might not be able to finish it. This might just be one that goes up as a non-completed speed run. As a rehearsal run, we'll call it. Whatever, I've got my time on here. Just going to jump over that guy. Hopefully he doesn't decide to spit. Come on and die. There we go. Kill the bug. Another bug. What do we got now? Come on. Is it a big one? Yeah, it's a big one. Of course, it's usually a big one. I could crouch down every time one of the big ones spawn in the room so I can avoid their spit. But that leaves me susceptible to not being able to jump over them right away when they start their jump shit. And luckily you can hit them for a few seconds before they're, or you can shoot through them basically until they fully spawn into the level. Yeah, oh shit. Damn it. Alright, well that's the end of that. Almost got to the end of the 5th level. 17-ish minutes, so not bad, all things considered. Alright, thanks for tuning in. We'll go ahead and try another attempt at that later.